Hi, my name is Lori Kilpatrick. Hopefully you have taken the time to read through or watch through my testimonials because this will all make, I don't know, just give it a little flesh out, make a little more sense. So I am 41 years old and I am pregnant. We found out at 4 weeks and 3 days. The long of it is, well, I gave my testimony about up till Theodore, but after we had Theodore, I was less intentional with my keeping my hormones in balance. I kept up most of our other habits that we'd established, but being super intentional with the hormone supporting oils and supplements, I just let it slide. Life, I mean, I don't really have a good reason. It just is what it is. I don't have a time machine to go back and do it. So we found out we were pregnant on September, I think it was the 19th, and then we lost it early on the 23rd. We did not tell anyone, maybe just a small handful of really, really close friends, and then lost another one on January 6th. And after the first one, I had an amazing day. We really did. It was a really, really big day. And I don't know, like, I'm not saying I understand everything because I don't, but I do know that I wasn't being intentional with making sure that my hormones were balanced. And with unbalanced hormones in my past, in my life, has not sustained pregnancy. So I got more intentional. We found out we were pregnant right before we left on vacation, and then didn't stick. So, it was what it was. I was 40. We were actually really at peace with where we were. And then my period was late in March. And I'm 40. I thought maybe I was just perimenopausal. You can't do your study and learn about how hormones work without understanding that perimenopause can cause, things to just stretch out. And so I thought maybe that's all that was. But I woke up nauseous. So I took a pregnancy test, and I was checking to make sure that, I had hit it, and it already said I was pregnant, like before. It was like, you're pregnant. And I'm like, oh, okay. So did my math based on, I have 5 years. We've been tracking for 5 years ever since this whole journey started. And I was like, oh, so that's how I know how far along I was. So nauseous, so super nauseous that day, just, ugh. And I don't know, I just kind of had it in my head, if I just threw up, I'd feel better. So I was like, okay, just throw up, and, my stomach was rolling anyway. So I just did not feel better. Then I just felt nauseous and pukey. So that doesn't help. Nobody told me. I guess I didn't bother to look it up or talk to anybody about it, but there's a little tip. Anyway, I didn't want this to get too long. So I used what I knew for nausea. One thing that helps settle my stomach is the use of ginger. So I had the ginger essential oil, and it was helping. But essentially, I either had to have it like right here or in my nose in order for me to not feel nauseous. And as soon as it started to fade, the nausea was coming straight back. And I wasn't comfortable with having oils up my nose for 3 months straight, because everything I had read had said that you're just going to be nauseous at least the first trimester. So it took 10 days where I was pretty nauseous for the whole 10 days. They talked about how it could be way worse. They talked about how sometimes it's just in the morning, sometimes it's just in the afternoon, sometimes it's just in the evening. And I ran across a blog, which I'm not a big blog reader because it's a person's opinion, but the trusted sites weren't helping me. They pretty much said, this is it, deal with it, use it as an excuse to take it easy and rest. And I'm like, I got things to do. So one of them suggested that you are drinking more water because you have all these extra hormones going on. It's actually really cool. Your body produces this cyst. It makes this cyst that hangs out in your uterus, in your uterus, that produces progesterone. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. But it produces progesterone. So, I am flooded with hormones. So like, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Well, making sure that you're properly hydrated will keep everything flowing nicely. That helped. I'm already pretty good about, well, hit or miss, but at that time I was pretty good about hydrating. I just added an extra glass or two every day intentionally, like being intentional, purposeful, and that helped. Like it didn't last as long and it wasn't near as intense. So the other thing was, I noticed I was getting like, if I was hungry, I was nauseous, and if I had just eaten, like it still felt nauseous, and I wasn't really hungry. Like being nauseous didn't make me feel very hungry. So in a different blog, I had read that eating more often and smaller meals just like keep a steady flow, so it never gets hungry and it never feels too full. Like I'm a separate entity where I never feel too hungry or I feel too full. So I started doing that. I'm not really good with that or super consistent, but like I just have a thing of oatmeal out on the stove, and then when I'd walk by I'd take a bite, or like we'd have raisins or nuts or whatever just sitting out on the counter, which my kids love. Or like I'd slice up an apple and just leave it on the counter. And then as I went through, I'd just take an apple slice or, put peanut butter or raisins or whatever with it. And that helped. Oh my gosh, that helped so much. But the best one, the one that got rid of it altogether for me, was taking my prenatals, my vitamin set, in the evening. So I took it right before I went to bed, and my nausea disappeared. So, I tried this, I tried that, I tried the other over the course of 10 days, and it got better and better and gone. So I'm not saying that this will work for everybody because everybody is different, but I am saying that there are small little things that you can try. What worked for me was increasing my amount of water, eating small meals throughout the day, and grazing, leaving grazing opportunities out, which my kids really like. So I leave grazing opportunities out. I try to keep it pretty healthy. And then, although sometimes I just want, but anyway, so the grazing, so meals, and then taking my vitamins at the end of the day. And it's mostly the bundle that I take. It's the master formula, the packet, the little packet. I usually have one on me, but never mind. I don't have them on today. But it's the 4-pack packet that Young Living offers. That's the one that was making me nauseous, because I can take my BLM, I can take my sulfurzyme in the morning and it doesn't bother me. I take multigreens after lunch and it doesn't bother me. But that packet, because I took it in the morning, nauseous, nauseous, nauseous. I took it in the afternoon, nauseous in the morning, nauseous in the afternoon. I started taking it in the evening, gone. So I don't know why, but that just works for me. So I guess I know it's easier to do things when you have a routine, but getting stuck in places can make you stuck in places. So maybe take small little changes and just try them and see. It's not going to hurt you. You're still getting your necessary minerals and vitamins that you need to support your body. But sometimes we need to change things up a little bit to meet the needs of our body. So I think that's all for today. Thank you so much for your time. There's a Mel Robbins, I don't know if you know her, she does the 5-second rule. I love how I get her emails every day, and she always says, if no one's told you yet, I just want you to know I'm proud of you. So it makes me feel super special. So I just wanted to say I love you, and I'm so proud of you. And wherever you are right now, yay! Thank you for doing the best you can with what you have. And yeah, have a beautiful and blessed day.